The alien girl knelt in the center of the great arena, her arms and legs chained tightly. Her skin was bruised. Her eyes were wide with fear. The crowd of aliens shouted, laughed, and threw stones at her. She was only 17.4 tall. Executioners stood near the corners of the arena. Each held a glowing rope attached to her limbs. These were not normal ropes. They were made to tear a body apart. She was about to be quartered alive, and she had done nothing wrong. Let the sentence begin. The alien judge shouted from his golden chair. The thief of the sacred weapon must die before sunset. The sun burned orange in the sky. Time was running out. Among the crowds stood a lone human soldier. His name was Captain Jace Carter. He wore a long brown coat, and his face was hard, but his hands trembled. He looked at the girl. She was the same one who had once saved his life on a distant battlefield 6 months ago, on a mission deep in alien territory. Jace was wounded, bleeding, lost, and surrounded by enemies. Out of nowhere, she had appeared. She hid him in a cave, gave him food, and treated his wounds. She never said her name, just smiled and whispered, "You're not my enemy." And then she disappeared. Now here she was, about to die, and no one cared. No one but him. Jace's fists clenched. "She saved me," he whispered to himself. "I won't let her die." The judge raised his hand. The crowd grew silent. The executioners pulled the ropes tighter. One more signal and her body would be ripped apart. Then a loud voice echoed through the arena. "Stop." Everyone turned. The human had stepped into the ring. Gasps filled the air. Aliens stared in shock. A human interfering in alien justice. Unheard of. The judge's eyes narrowed. "It's human," he growled. "This is not your world. It's not your business." Jace walked forward slowly. His boots crunched on the sandy ground. He pointed at the girl. "She is innocent," he said. "I have proof." Laughter broke out. Aliens mocked him. Some even threw food. "She stole our sacred weapon," a tall alien shouted. "No," Jace replied calmly. "The real thief is still out there. I saw him with my own eyes." He reached into his coat and pulled out a small silver cube, a recording device. He pressed a button. A hologram appeared in the air, blurry but clear enough. It showed a different alien stealing the sacred weapon. The girl wasn't even there. The crowd murmured. Some looked confused. Others looked angry. The judge stood up. His face was red with rage. "Lies," he shouted. "Fake images. Court will not be fooled." The girl raised her head. Her voice was weak, but it reached Jace's ears. "Don't do this," she said. "They'll kill you too." Jace turned to her. His eyes were full of pain. "I won't watch you die," he said. "Not again." The judge snapped his fingers. "Begin the execution." The glowing ropes began to hum. The executioners pulled harder. Jace moved fast. He pulled out a small device from his coat and slammed it into the ground. It let out a flash of blue light, an EMP pulse. The ropes stopped glowing. The chains broke apart. Sparks flew everywhere. The girl collapsed. Free but too weak to run. Guards rushed toward Jace. He picked up the girl in his arms and ran toward the nearest gate. Blasters fired behind him. Dust and smoke filled the air. The crowd screamed and scattered. Chaos filled the arena. JACE kicked open a side door, and disappeared into the shadows with the girl in his arms. Sirens blared across the city. Every screen flashed his face. Wanted. Human criminal. Reward. 1 million credits. The city was now under lockdown. Flying drones searched every street. Soldiers patrolled every gate. Giant metal eyes watched from the towers above. The alien leaders were angry. A human had broken their laws and escaped with the one they wanted dead. But Jace didn't care. He ran through the narrow streets, carrying the alien girl in his arms. She was light, barely breathing. Her clothes were torn, and her skin was covered in dust and cuts. "I need to find shelter," he whispered. His boots splashed through dirty water as he entered the lower levels of the city. This was the slum district, dark, broken, and forgotten. It's the perfect place to hide. He found an old storage room near the market and laid her gently on a pile of cloth. The girl opened her eyes slowly. You're still here," she said, her voice soft and shaky. Jace gave her water. "Of course I am. You're human," she said. "Why would you risk your life for me?" He looked away. "'Cause you once saved mine." She blinked. She didn't remember, but something in his eyes told her it was true. A loud noise echoed outside. A patrol ship flew over the building. "We don't have much time," Jay said. "They'll find us soon." He opened a small bag and pulled out medicine. He cleaned her wounds and wrapped a bandage around her arm. She winced, but didn't complain. "What's your name?" he asked. She hesitated, then said, "Ayla." "I'm Jace," he replied. A moment passed in silence. Then Ayla said, "You shouldn't have come for me. Now you'll die too." "I'd rather die doing the right thing," he said, "than live with regret." She looked at him closely. No one had ever said words like that to her before. Outside, alien guards searched every home. They kicked down doors. They asked questions. They held up a photo of Jace's face and shouted, "Where is the human?" Inside the storage room, Jace checked his small wrist computer. "We have 2 hours before the next scan comes to this block," he said. "We need to move soon." Ayla tried to sit up. Her legs were still weak. "Why do they want you dead?" Jace asked. "They say I stole the sacred weapon," she replied. "But I never touched it." "Then who did?" She hesitated. "A member of the royal family. He used me as a cover. He blamed me to hide his crime." Jace nodded. "I believe you. I already saw the truth in that recording." Suddenly, a voice came from behind. Well, look what I found." Case turned quickly, gun ready. It was Tarek, another human soldier. Jace knew him. They had fought together once. Tarek stood at the door, holding a blaster and smiling. "I saw you on the bounty screen," Tarek said. 1 million credits for your head. 2 million if I bring her back alive." "Tarek, don't do this," Jace warned. "I'm not your enemy, Jace," Tarek said. "But money talks, okay? And this is the biggest payday I'll ever get, okay? I'll struggle to stand. Please, don't let them take me." Tarek raised his gun, but before he could fire, Jace threw a smoke bomb. The room filled with thick gray clouds. Gunshots rang out. Jace grabbed Ayla and jumped through the back wall, which led to an old tunnel. They ran, breathing hard, heart pounding down behind him. Tarek shouted, "You can't run forever, Jace. They'll catch you both." They kept running, through darkness, through mud, through fear. After what felt like hours, they reached a hidden underground station. It was cold and quiet. Ayla sat on the floor, exhausted. Jace looked at her. "We need a plan. We can't hide forever," she said. "They'll hunt us until we're dead." "No," Jace said firmly. "We won't run forever. We'll find the truth. We'll expose them." Ayla looked up. "How?" Jace stared at the city lights far above. "We'll need help," he said. "And I know where to find it." Ayla was still weak, but her eyes were sharper now. They had found a small cave outside the city, hidden under a broken bridge. Cold wind blew through the cracks. Jace lit a small fire using old wires and fuel paste. The soft light warmed their faces, but danger still sat close. "Why are you helping me so much?" Ayla asked quietly. Jace looked at her. "'Cause it's the right thing to do. You could have walked away," she said. "No one would blame you." Jace shook his head. "That's what everyone else does." "I'm not like them." Ayla smiled, just a little. "You're strange," Jace smirked. "I've been called worse." Outside, patrol ships flew low, their lights cutting through the sky. High, the entire city was hunting for one human and one alien girl. Posters with their faces were everywhere. Bounty hunters had joined the chase. They were running out of time. Jace pulled out a small metal device and placed it on the ground. A blue light scanned the air. "What's that?" Ayla asked. "It scans for nearby movement," Jace replied. "If anyone comes close, we'll know." She nodded. Jace sat next to her, quiet for a moment. Then he said, "I sent a video recording to a contact. He's part of a group that wants to bring down the corrupt leaders." Ayla's eyes widened. "You mean the rebel group?" "Yes," Jace said. "They don't trust humans, but they hate the current system more." Ayla looked down at her hands. "So many people want me dead for something I didn't do." "Then let's make them listen," Jace said. "We'll tell the truth. We'll fight back." Suddenly, the device on the ground beeped. Jace stood up quickly and grabbed his weapon. Footsteps, voices. Someone was coming. They hid behind broken rocks as shadows moved closer. A group of guards entered the cave. "There's no one here," one said. "Just junk. Search everything," another ordered. The guards spread out. One guard stepped close to where Ayla hid. Her breath caught. She froze. Her fingers dug into the dirt. Then a noise from outside. A stone rolled down the hill. The guards turned. "Who's there?" A small, wild animal jumped from the shadows and ran away. "Just a creature," one guard said, laughing. "Let's move. We'll try the southern caves next." Soon they were gone. Silence returned. Jace and Ayla came out from hiding. "That was close," Ayla said, breathing fast. "Too close," Jace replied. "We have to move." They packed up quickly and left the cave. Jace led her through the woods toward the city wall. "I know someone," Jace said. "She's an old friend, works in the city's security office. If anyone can get us proof, it's her." They walked for hours, avoiding cameras and patrols. Finally, they reached a broken pipe that led under the city wall. Jace crawled through first, then helped Ayla. The city was alive with light, but it felt dark. Jace guided her to an old storage center near the docks. Inside was a woman in her 40s, wearing a gray jacket and holding a scanner. "Jace," she said, "are you crazy? Brought her here?" "Hello, Lyra," Jace said. "We need your help." Lyra looked at Ayla, then sighed. "You're wanted across 5 sectors," Lyra said. "They'll kill you both." "We have proof," Jace said. "She's innocent. We just need to show it." Lyra rubbed her forehead. "I should report." "You? But you won't," Jace said softly. She stared at him, then nodded. "Fine, but I need access to the High Court database. That's the only place your video will matter. Get us in," Jace said. "We'll do the rest." Lyra looked at Ayla again. "Why are you doing this, girl? Why fight?" Ayla stepped forward. Her voice was soft, but strong. "Because I don't want to beg anymore. I want to be free." Lyra didn't speak. Then she smiled just a little. "You've got fire," she said. "All right, I'll get you in, but you've only got 1 shot." Jace nodded. "That's all we need." Suddenly, alarms sounded outside. Lyra checked her screen. "They found you," she whispered. "You've got less than 10 minutes. La looked at Jace. "What now?" "La." He looked back at her. "Now," he said, loading his weapon, "we make our last plea." The city was no longer quiet. Sirens screamed across the towers. Red lights flashed on walls. Soldiers ran through the streets with heavy boots and louder voices. The hunt had begun. Jace and Ayla ran through the back door of Lyra's warehouse. The ground shook with the sound of flying drones above them. They had less than 5 minutes before the enemy would surround them. Lyra's voice came through the earpiece in Jace's ear. "Take tunnel, Route 6. It leads to the central cable line. I'll guide you. Jace held Ayla's hand and pulled her close as they slipped into a narrow alley. Steam hissed from broken pipes, and shadows danced across wet stone walls. I'm slowing you down, Ayla said between breaths. No, Jace replied. We stay together. Always. Behind them, a drone spotted movement. A red beam shot out. Target locked. Send ground team. Jace fired his blaster at the drone. Exploded, lighting up the alley. The whole sector knew where they were. They jumped over fences, crawled under steel beams, and ran across empty roads. Patrols closed in from every side. Finally, they reached a metal hatch on the ground. Opened it and pushed Ayla inside. He followed quickly and closed it above them. They were inside the tunnels now. Old, forgotten paths beneath the city. Lyra, we made it, Jace whispered. Her voice crackled. Follow the yellow pipe. It leads straight to the power grid. From there, I can open the access door to the court building. The tunnel was dark and smelled like oil and dust. Water dripped from above. Their footsteps echoed through the silence. Ayla coughed. Why does it feel like the whole world wants us dead? 'Cause we're telling the truth, Jace replied. And they're afraid of truth. As they moved deeper, they saw strange symbols on the walls. Ancient writing. Ayla touched one. This is old. Very old. My people used to live under these cities before the wars. Jace nodded. Now we're hiding where they once lived freely. That's messed up. Suddenly, the ground shook. What was that? Ayla asked. Something big, Jace said. A moment later, the roof behind them exploded. A large machine dropped into the tunnel, four-legged, armored, with red eyes glowing. Run, Ska shouted. They ran as the hunter machine chased them, its claws sparking on the metal floor. Bullets flew past them, hitting pipes and walls. Steam shot out, burning the air. Jac turned and fired. One shot hit the machine's leg, slowing it down. Ayla slipped. Jace grabbed her hand just in time and pulled her back to her feet. Ahead, a steel door began to open. Lyra's voice came through again. I'm overriding the locks. Get inside now. The door opened just enough. Jace pushed Ayla through, then jumped in himself and hit the emergency button. The door slammed shut behind them just as the machine reached it. Boom. The machine smashed into the door, but couldn't break through. They were safe for now. They stood in a quiet control room. Screens blinked. Wires hung from the ceiling. In the center was a large screen showing the high court building, glowing under a purple sky. We made it, Ayla said, breathing hard. Jace looked at her. We're not done yet. Lyra appeared on one of the screens. You've reached the entry point, she said. The court is 2 floors up. You'll have 3 minutes to upload the video to the main system. After that, they'll trace your signal. Jace nodded. Let's finish this. He and Ayla climbed the stairs quietly. Each step was slow, careful. At the top was a door. Beyond it stood the court's main broadcast room, full of powerful communication tech. It's a place that could show the truth to the whole planet. Jace checked his weapon. Ayla took a deep breath. You ready? He asked. Ayla looked him in the eyes. No, but let's go anyway. They opened the door. Inside, guards turned in surprise. Jace fired first. A short, fast fight. 3 guards dropped. Ayla ran for cover. Ayla ran to the main console and plugged in the device. Uploading now. She shouted. JACE covered her, firing back at the guards, trying to return. The screen lit up. The video began to play, showing the real thief stealing the sacred weapon, showing Ayla was innocent. The image spread. Every screen in the city blinked. Damn, it appeared in homes, ships, stations, even on the walls of the royal palace. Truth was out. Ayla looked at the screen, tears in her eyes. I'm not afraid anymore, she whispered. JAC stood beside her. You don't have to be. The truth was out. Across every screen in the city, the video played again and again. It showed the real thief and alien, Prince stealing the sacred weapon. It showed how Ayla had nothing to do with the crime. People watched in shock. Some shouted, others cried. For the first time, they questioned their leaders. But not everyone was happy. Inside the broadcast room, Jace and Ayla stood beside the console, breathing hard. The guards were either unconscious or had run away. The mission was a success. For now, JACE looked at Ayla. We did it. She nodded. Do you think they'll stop hunting us now? I hope so, he said. But we're not safe yet. Suddenly, the room's lights turned red. A warning alarm buzzed. Emergency lockdown. All exits sealed. A door behind them slid open. Footsteps. Code. JACE raised his weapon. But it wasn't more guards. It was Tarek, the same human who tried to turn them in before. He walked in slowly, hands up, smiling. Well done, Jace. That was one hell of a show. Jace narrowed his eyes. What do you want? Tarek stepped closer. I just watched your video. Impressive. The whole system is shaking. But you know what happens next, right? No, Ayla said, stepping forward. What happens? Tarek's smile grew cold. They shut down the truth. They erased the video. They fixed the lie. Unless someone makes a deal. Case's grip on his gun tightened. What deal? Tarek looked at Ayla. Turn her in. Give her to the High Council. They'll reward you, Jace. You and I will walk away rich and safe. Ayla's face went pale. You're serious? Jace asked. After everything I'm offering you a future, Tarek said. We can't fight the whole system, but we can survive it. Jace stared at him. Silent. Then he said, You've already betrayed us once. I'm not doing it again. Tarek sighed. That's a shame. He drew his blaster and fired. Jace ducked, pulling Ayla down with him. The shot hit the console behind them, sparks flying. They crawled behind a table. Any way out? Ayla whispered. JACE looked at the map on his wrist screen. There's a side tunnel, emergency exit. But it's locked. Lyra can open it, Ayla said. Jace pressed his earpiece. Lyra, are you there? Static. He tried again. Lyra, we're in trouble. Tarek's here. Her voice finally came through, weak and shaky. Jace, I'm sorry. They found me. They made me talk. What? They said they'd kill my brother. I didn't know Tarek was working with them. I didn't know he'd come after you. A long pause. I'm opening the side tunnel now. Then I'm destroying the system. You'll have to run. Jace closed his eyes for a moment. Thank you. The side wall hissed open. A hidden door revealed a dark stairway. Ayla looked at him. Let's go. Jace nodded, but Tarek stepped in front of the exit, gun raised, going somewhere. He said, JACE raised his own blaster. Last chance, Tarek. Step aside. You won't shoot me. I already should have. Tarek hesitated. For the first time, he looked unsure. Then Ayla stepped forward. You talk about survival, she said, her voice strong. But you gave up everything for money. Honor, friendship, truth, all for a few credits. Tarek looked at her. Then he slowly lowered his gun. Go, he said quietly. Before I changed my mind. Jace didn't wait. He grabbed Ayla's hand and ran through the tunnel. Behind them, the console exploded. Lyra had kept her word. One could arrest the video now. They climbed the stairs, finally reaching the surface. Smoke rose across the city. Riots had started. People wanted answers. The system was crumbling. AYL looked around. This is the beginning, isn't it? Jace nodded. Yes, the beginning of change. But what about us? She asked. We keep moving, he said, one step at a time. Far away, ships rose into the sky. The High Council was escaping, but the people had seen the truth, and they would never forget. Ayla held Jace's hand tightly. For the first time, she whispered, "I feel free." Jace smiled. "That's the real reward."